All right, thanks everybody, and welcome today, and thanks again to Pat for being a fantastic partner with BizzyWeb and with Constant Contact. We do a ton of stuff together, and Pat's always been a fantastic partner and friend. I don't know if you saw when he was switching his screens over, Pat has a really cool houseboat, so everybody here is welcome on that houseboat over the next year, so just make sure you hit Pat up for that. Let's talk about what we're going to go through today. I'm going to talk a little bit about BizzyWeb, who the heck we are, what we do, and then we're going to get right into how to land more sales with online marketing. So this is everything from web design to social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, whatever, as well as a little bit of email, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about email marketing at the end of the afternoon. We'll talk about social media and search engine optimization, and then we'll leave just a couple of minutes for Q&A and to let you know what else you can do through this event. So we'll have a special offer for you at the end. So let's get right into BizzyWeb. We are a web design, yes?
Will the deck be available if on
yes.
request?
Yes, actually, if you would do me a favor, just drop a business card into the bin in the back and write deck on it. We've got pens, and I'll make sure to get that to you. I'll just send you a Dropbox link because it gets pretty big. But yes, thank you. So don't worry about writing it down. If you'd like the deck, we can make that available. BizzyWeb is a WordPress web design shop. So what that means is we use a tool called WordPress. If you've been out in the blogosphere at all or done any blogging, it's the big tool for that. But it's also the biggest publishing platform on the web with more than 40 million websites out there published. I can make WordPress do anything, and I have for clients like Finnegan's The Beer, Medina Ballroom, and the artist formerly known as Prince. So lots and lots of fun, and if we had beers, I would tell you more about that last one at the end. We do social media, online marketing, SEO, and all kinds of big programs for our clients to help them reach out and get the news and information out that they need for their audiences and for their friends. At BizzyWeb, we like to say that we help you generate buzz without getting stung, and the generate buzz part is kind of easy to figure out, but the not getting stung part, we don't lock our clients into anything that they don't need, and we build it using tools that let you own, manage, maintain, and control your content, or of course you can always work with us. What that can look like in social media is building out Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+ pages for you, and then we actually build our websites so that when you publish to a BizzyWeb powered website, that active publishing also goes out on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, and more. So if you don't want to chase all over the web whenever you're chasing on the web and doing your online marketing, we can help you do that. So we're here to talk about landing more sales with online marketing. So what is online marketing? Basically, anytime you're reaching out to your clients, the big thing that you need to know is that it's not necessarily about selling 100% of the time. Especially in social media, you need to kind of think of social media as a cocktail party, right? Or a networking group. You don't necessarily hit people with, yes, you need to buy my stuff, you need to buy my stuff, you need to buy my stuff. What you need to be is as helpful and as interesting as possible when you talk with your online audiences. So the best way to reach out to people is to be the answer to their problems. And in order to be the answer to their problems, you have to illustrate that you know what their problems are. If your website just says, we've been in business for 15 years and we're really nice people and we have CPAs and law degrees and blah, 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 you've already lost your clients. The old adage about people that sell drill bits is that they don't really sell drill bits. Who knows what they sell? Holes, thank you. Somebody's heard me before. So what's the hole that you fill for your clients? What's the need that you meet? So write that down and figure out what they would do and what they're interested in from you, but then also how they might search for you to find you for that skill. And then you need to make it very obvious and clear how they get there. So clear calls to action. Always tell people what to do on the website. Don't make them hunt around, and don't stack up your website with all kinds of text. Because if they have to hunt and peck, the average person will spend about 10 seconds on a website before they get bored and move on. If you don't give them the information that they need right then, you're going to lose them. So make sure that you get them, click here, follow us, go there, check this out, download this white paper for more information. And the 4 stages of marketing is a great tool that I like to guide my clients through. And it doesn't have to be complicated when you think about all of your online marketing. You just need to do 4 things: engage, inform, capture, and convert. Engaging is just being interesting, proving to folks that you actually know what you're talking about and that you can fill the hole that they have in their lives. Inform is telling them how you're going to do that, right? After you've illustrated that you know what their issue is. Capturing is telling them what to do next. Click here, call us, stop by, whatever. And then you keep going back after you've captured them and engage and inform until you convert them into whatever you want them to be. It might not be a customer immediately. It might just be getting them added to a list. It might be having them like you on Facebook. It might be just connecting out and getting them as a butt in a seat, as Pat would appreciate. So as we go out and as you think about it, just engage, inform, capture, and convert your clients. And that's all you need to focus on with online marketing. I could be done there, but you all look riveted, so I'm going to keep going. Let's talk about websites, what you need to know. First, your website is absolutely the hub of everything that you do. If you spend a lot of time on Facebook and you just tear it up and everybody's excited, you've got 10,000 likes, and your website is awful, you're accelerating the process of people knowing that you're awful. So be careful with how you do this. You need to be set so that your hub, the home for everything that you do online, represents you well. So when you build out your website, make sure that you, yes, incorporate social media and take into account all of the ways that you can reach out to your clients, but make it easy for people to connect with you and find you via social media and via Google or other online search tools, and make sure that you have a next step for them. The easiest one is a contact form. Get people to add to your list, and we'll talk more about that with the constant contact part. But really, your goal is to keep building your narrative, to keep connecting with people until it's just obvious that they have to work with you, or it's obvious that they need to refer you to the person that they know that you can meet their needs. So, mobile responsive, you might have heard of this in the past. This is what you need to know about for all of the little devices we all have in our pockets. Websites look weird on very small screens unless you design them not to. And if you haven't looked at your website in about the past year, it probably looks funky. If you have to pinch or unpinch your website in order to read it or double tap, that's not mobile responsive. That's frustrating your customers. And if you can't just tap on a phone number, or if you don't have a phone number right up at the top of your screen when people visit your website, you're also missing the point with those customers. BizzyWeb just got a new headquarters, and we're right on 169 in Champlin. There's a big traffic slowdown that happens. I get a lot of calls from people that just are stopped in traffic, they're at the light, they look at the big crazy BizzyWeb sign and like, what the heck is BizzyWeb? They Google us, they tap on the phone number, and they call and they say, hey, you guys do web, right? So it works out pretty well. But if I didn't have that tap ability, and if you had to click over and go through the Contact Us page and scroll down and copy and paste it into your phone application, you wouldn't get those phone calls. So make it easy. Flash, if you have a website that's 5 years old or older, Flash was all the big rage. If you can hover over things and your website goes pew, woo, whoosh, stop it. That's not good for anybody anymore. And Android devices and iOS devices, iPhones and all of the other Android and Windows stuff, you can't even see Flash. And it also slows down. And so if you're on an edge network or a slower network on your cell phone, it's just not going to load. And make sure that you label all your images, especially when you're sending emails or sending out other contacts, because some folks have image browsing turned off so that they don't eat up all their data. So if you can get out there and just make everything available in a pinch, and within 5 seconds, you're off to the races. Amazon calculates that for every millisecond that their site speed slows down, they lose $10 million. So if their website slows down by 100 milliseconds, they've just lost, well, I'm not the math guy. What is that? 10 times 100. Yeah. It's more than I made yesterday. So there you go. When you get them in there, the other thing that you need to do on your website is get that call to action out there. Be very clear, be very redundant, and make sure that you're giving folks what they need to do when they visit your website. If you don't have something for people to do, if it's just about us and what you can do with us and all of the things that prove that we're really nice folks, you're losing it. You just need to say, click here for more, follow here for information. One of my favorite websites that we did for a client this last year, it's for an accounting firm, and it says, click here to download your entrepreneurial toolkit. And they're going for entrepreneurs, so it makes a ton of sense. They get that toolkit, but more importantly, they get that email address and that phone number so that they can proactively reach out and say, I noticed that you had this problem. We can absolutely help you with that. Make it very, very easy. So buy now, call today, follow us, submit a request. Another client that we have is an HVAC company, and they have, instead of click here for X, Y, and Z, they say, help, I need, and it's a drop-down list, and it says service and repair, an information request, or a quote. And it just goes right into that, and then they know in the sales team exactly what they need to contact that person for in the first place. Super easy. So, writing for the web then, you need to be very clear about who you are and what you do. Who are you for your customers, and what do you do better than anyone else? And then, who are you writing for, and what do they type into their browser to find you? So, this is, Minneapolis web design. This is Inver Grove Heights pet chiropractic, or whatever. Fifi, somebody stepped on my cat's tail, if that's your pet chiropractic, right? Think about your strategy. How often are you going to reach out to people? What are you going to do? And then just be clear. Bullet point lists are great on the web. Anything that you can't get the gist of within 10 seconds on a website is wasted time. Let people get interested and then drill down and scroll down for more, but make sure that they understand why they need to click and that they should keep going. Otherwise, they're just going to bounce off. Bounce rate is one of those things that you hear a lot in analytics. And if you have a high bounce rate, or if people are only on your website for 3 or 4 seconds before they click somewhere else, that probably means that you haven't built your website with us. SEO, search engine optimization, how to get you to rank better on Google. Some very basic tips. First, do some research. Trends.google.com is a great spot to write down. Google will tell you how all of your keywords are doing, and if they're going up or going down, and what else is happening. There's also the Google Keyword Tool, and I didn't even list it on here because the easiest way to find it is to Google Keyword Tool. But if you go in there, just look for what people are typing for your group, for your company, for your different types of outreach, for your different types of customers, and just fill out everything you can think of for both local and for international, depending on what your reach is. But make sure that you connect with folks in a real way, and then Google will actually tell you how to type that in, or what to include. And there are variations on different keywords. Maybe just flipping around a word will get you 15% more clicks. But Google actually tells you that in its keyword tool. And then don't forget about local pages. Another great spot to write down, or another great website to write down that's not in the deck, is getlisted.org, O-R-G. This will actually redirect you to Moz Local, but it tells you how you're looking for your Google Plus local page, your Yelp local page, all of the pages that will help you to rank better when people type in your company or your search terms locally. For Google, a big indicator of how useful a company is going to be to the search results is how close they are physically to you. And Google knows exactly where you are at all times if you're browsing on your phone. And they'll know that right across the street is BizzyWeb, so you should check them out for web design if you set up your page. Rules of thumb, this is kind of techie geeky stuff, but any title of your page or any page titles should be 60 characters or less. And this isn't the title that you write on your page like in text. This is your meta title for Google. If you don't know what that is, don't freak out. You can Google it. But when you type this in, you basically get 2 chances to make a sale using Google by giving Google a little bit more information on how to display your pages. So the title and the description, title needs to be 60, Description needs to be less than 155 characters. They're not going to kill you if you do more than 155 characters, but what Google will do is just do ... So if you have your absolute sales pitch or why people should click on your page at 165 characters, nobody's going to see it. It's not going to help you. So any post or page that you write, if you're a blogger, should probably be around 300 words. That's the tipping point where it really gets useful, so Google says. Not to say that you can't have a 900 page or a 900 word post, but you could break that into 300 word posts and get 3 times the benefit. And then keywords at the beginning, keyword density, don't stuff your keywords. If I was building a website or posted a page on pet chiropractic and I said, we do pet chiropractic because in Pet Chiropractics Are Us, we do pet chiropractic for every pet chiropractic need. That's going to be keyword stuffing. That's too many keywords all in one space. Google gets that and they downgrade you for it. All right, so meta keywords, they don't really help you anymore.
Yes. Where do you find this in order to plug in your stuff?
If you're on a WordPress website, it's quite easy. There's actually SEO settings in the back end of your site. If you have an HTML site or some other tool, there's ways that you can just inject that code. And the best way to do that is just to type in, how do I SEO, and then the tool that you're using. And it'll tell you how to do that. Absolutely. So, social toolbox, I'm going to go really quickly through these because we all know what we need to do on these, but just so that you understand what the different trade-offs are on the networks. For Facebook, right, who's not on Facebook? Congratulations. Thank you, Pat. Okay. For Facebook, 1.8 billion users, 200 million of those in the US, about 2/3 of the US is on Facebook and probably complaining about Facebook at this exact moment. 60% of us are female on Facebook. I shouldn't say us when I say female, I guess, but adults 18 to 29, it's a mass appeal tool. This is where you're going to post pictures, videos, and broad interest stories. The problem with Facebook is that you really need to advertise now in order to get any real benefit. What used to get us 30 or 40% of our like base on our company pages, so 4 out of 10 times somebody would find your content if you posted it on Facebook and they liked you. Now it's more like 3%. And so you need to boost your posts for very little money, but you can be absolutely laser focused. So take a $25 campaign and target the exact person that you know you need to reach, and that's where you'll get your benefit out of Facebook. So search and listen, follow and like, create content for your customers, and ask them questions. Don't go through quote-a-day books or type, pithy quotes or jokes. Sometimes that's interesting and you can mix it up a little bit, but don't go too far and be a one-trick pony on Facebook in particular. For Twitter, just keep it to 140 characters or less and you're fine. It's more Facebooky now. So you'll notice, and if you haven't done anything with your Twitter account in a while, you're going to notice when you go there that it looks a lot different. They've given you a lot more control and a lot more sales help on your account. For general Twitter tips, use that custom header, build it out, keep your news interesting, and make sure that you tag on to hashtags, which are those little bookmarklet things that you see all over the web and all over TV shows now. At some points it's getting kind of obnoxious. Somebody trips on a TV show and it says, hashtag somebody just tripped. It's annoying. But that's how you can tag in and get a hold of what people are talking about and add your conversation to the mix. Keyboard shortcuts and trends, this is in the deck and I'll email that to you if you want it, but there's a lot of ways to save time using Twitter. LinkedIn, 300 million of us are on LinkedIn, professionals, executives. This is for folks that on general or on average make more than $100,000 a year. So if you have a premium product or service, don't discount it just because you're in retail, because people can probably afford you. Great for business to business and networking. The thing that people do on LinkedIn a lot that really grates on people that are on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is for business. LinkedIn is for connecting with people that want to do something online. It's not a spot for sales pitches or for spam. If you're going to post to a LinkedIn group or to a page, hey, half off for the next 15 seconds, you're losing your LinkedIn folks. Company pages are where it's at, and you can build this out. Just go to linkedin.com/company to build that, and it allows people to find you without having to be connected to you personally. Showcase pages are one level cooler than company pages, and it allows you to talk about each of your different brands or each of your different types of things that you do. So for BizzyWeb, we also have our Buzz Builders program, and so we have a page just for Buzz Builders. And I post my Buzz Builders content right out to my Buzz Builders page on LinkedIn. Google Plus, 540 million users, about 12 of them seem to use it. But it's really interesting, and there's a lot of engagement for folks that are on there. It's also the 800 million pound gorilla in the web space's baby. So don't call that baby ugly. Use Google Plus. It'll help you in your online rankings. Hangouts is absolutely brilliant. We do busy webinars every week. We have 120 videos out there on YouTube right now. And this is where we've gotten most of our traffic online. It's huge. Check out Google Hangouts. So in summary, we do web design and online marketing. If you don't build your website and if you build it to be seen in 10 seconds or less and get you the leads and customers that you need, you should talk to us. We do hosting and manage all of our own content so that if something goes down, you can actually talk to us. And we do online marketing, which I'll talk about in a little bit more. One of the things that we do is email marketing, but we build content for you so that you can actually just relax and do your business. And then we can take care of everything else for you with the Buzz Builders program. Every Wednesday I talked about this. Just go to BizzyWeb.com/events. Tomorrow I'm talking about building an online marketing toolkit if you haven't heard enough from me after 2 events today. But we do that every week, and there's 120 videos on YouTube right now about everything you'd ever want to know in online marketing. And then finally, at the back of the room and on your chairs is a sheet. Hold them up for a second so everybody can see that you've got it. Cool. That's your Buzz Report request form. We will tell you what you're doing right online and where you could improve. So if you want that, that's a free offer to New Business Minnesota folks, and that's where you're going to get more benefit and more result for your company. And so take us up on that, and we'll tell you what you're doing great and where you stink, but we'll say it a lot nicer than that. So I'm Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. Thank you so much for joining us, and again, thanks, Pat.